postseason.
And a bell ringer for Barnes. This is a Rays lineup that through the first 3 games of the World Series combined to hit .206. Last night in game 4, their biggest night yet, 10 hits and 34 at-bats. One and 2 to Zunino. We should also mention tonight, Buck, that the Rays have changed the uniform combination around tonight. The light blue top with the white pants, and dressed like this, they are 6-0 this year with 3 walk-off wins.
Yeah, they changed their uniform. They had a navy blue top early in this series that was part of their alternate uniform selection.
Got him looking. Just frozen with the fastball. 2 strikeouts for Kershaw, his first time through the lineup.
Yeah, put it in a good spot, and Zunino had another pitch on his mind. Couldn't pull the trigger of that heater, but boy, it's in a good spot, down and away. And he's able to get that fastball in there for strike 3.
And now Yandy Diaz, who's been a little bit of a problem for Kershaw. He had a base hit against him on Tuesday and has opened with a base hit against him tonight. So 2 for 4 in a very small sample size in this World Series.
Well, the problem for the Rays and Yandy Diaz, he hasn't had an extra base hit since August 21st.
Man.
19 games. And he's a big guy, a big strong guy, but he didn't have a powerful swing. Doesn't have a home run kind of swing.
He was acquired by the Rays in December of 2018 as the winter meetings were wrapping up. The day of the Rule 5 draft, which is the last act of business for the Rule 5 for the winter meetings. It's a 3-team deal with the Rays and the Indians. And now I can't remember the third team. Anyway, oh yeah, Seattle. Because Edwin Encarnacion was flipped in that deal as well. That's shot into right field. Another knock for Yandy Diaz. And in fact, that's going to get all the way to the wall. Diaz into third.
Now, we've mentioned no extra base hits since the 21st of August, and he has stopped that streak. He's 2 for 2 tonight and picks up an RBI as Kiermaier scores all the way from first. But that's his approach, man. He hits the ball to right field with authority. And it took off on Mookie Betts. He kind of took a flat angle to the ball and couldn't cut it off. He was trying to get over and cut it off and keep Diaz to a single, but you can see how shallow his route is. It gets past him and goes all the way into the corner. That's going to allow Kiermaier to score, and Diaz ends up at third base as the throw was offline. But Mookie Betts can't cut it off.
And here's a Rosarena now. Is that, do you hang an error there? Is that double error or is that a triple all the way for you?
Oh, that's a triple. He just took a bad route to the baseball. Should have gone a little bit deeper and cut it off. But he was trying to keep Diaz to a single, and he gives up the triple.
So Diaz at third. Scoring was Kiermaier easily on that ball, and it's 0-2 to Rosarena now.
Yeah, Rosarena has to pick up this run. Early in this game, you got a runner at third base, less than 2 outs. The Rays, good base running team, and Diaz picks up the triple. Put the bat on the ball here. I mean, these are the types of runs that'll get you back in a ball game. Runner at third base, less than 2 outs. You got to at least hit the ball to the outfield. And Rosarena, we have seen his ability to make. You see Cash telling him, hey, you got to get him off get that lead bigger over at third base. Turner is deep at third, so you can get Diaz a bigger lead.
And Arozarena comes through with a base hit into left field.
Boy, that's a big at bat for Arozarena. He continues to come up with clutch hits, and this was a beautiful swing on a bad breaking ball. Watch the swing. This breaking ball is up. It's going to be a ball, but he gets on top of it and hooks it past the third baseman into left field. I mean, he can flat out hit, and he can hit breaking balls, fastballs, changeups, anything. He makes quick adjustments, man.
You bet. And that base hit for Randy Arozarena not only scores a run, it resets another Major League postseason record. His 27th this postseason, the most ever in a single postseason run. Here's Brandon Lau now.
You know, that's also his first hit with runners in scoring position. He was 0 for 6 before that single.
A 3-2 Dodger lead. Oh, 0-2 the count to Brandon Lau.
You know what? Kiermaier's little tapper out in front of home got it started. He scores on the triple by Diaz, and Diaz comes in on Arozarena's single. Just when you think you've got the Rays about ready to roll over,
yeah,
they pop right back up.
Yep.
They're like a bomber. You keep pushing them down, and they keep popping up.
Whack-a-mole. They don't have the payroll or the superstar marquee value of the Dodgers, man for man. And boy, everybody kind of jumped off after the Game 1 loss. They've been a good team rather anonymously for the last couple of years, and I think everybody's kind of on board now. A ball and 2 strikes to count to Brandon Lau.
When you look at their record since 2008, the last time they were in the World Series, I mean, they're as good as anybody as far as winning games and their winning percentage. And they do it in a number of different ways. And they went out and they added power to their offense this year. But one thing that's been consistent over the years, they pitch and play defense. And if you pitch and play defense, you're going to be in most games.
Ball and 2 strikes to count to Brandon Lau. Barnes setting a wide target. They miss upstairs. And notice how Kershaw is changing location a lot. And that is something that didn't happen yesterday when Pedro Baez faced Brandon Lau. And Lau swatted that big score flipping 3-run home run. Wide target again.
Well, this is what you're talking about, Matt. Against Baez in Game 4, everything was away. The changeup's away. He kept everything away, and there's a fastball he missed away, and finally he gets one in the strike zone. But every pitch was on the outer part of the plate, so Lau didn't even have to be aware of anything inside. And that has been his kryptonite, the high fastball, and anything up and in the strike zone has been tough for him.
Kershaw strikes him out on the ball in the dirt. Throw down to second base, and it's a strike him out, throw him out, double play. Arozarena is saying to look at it again. He feels like he got his hand in there. I mean, the ball beat him by plenty. This will be worth a second look. He was very demonstrative in getting up and quickly telling the bench, take another look at it.
Well, he's going to take that left arm and pull it out of the way, but he reaches for the base with his right hand. The tag is applied by Taylor on his leg. And he reaches the base. Boy, he's safe.
He's safe.
He is absolutely safe. And he's quick to react as he takes that left hand away from Taylor, reaches for the base with his right hand, and he is there before the tag's applied.
I'm amazed that they didn't challenge this, Buck. They'd have won that one. Wow. 2 in the Tampa third of one-run game. I mean, every once in a while you throw caution to the wind and just do it anyway. But the Rays want to hang on to that challenge for perhaps a better moment.
Third inning. Yep.
Jock Peterson leads things off against Tyler Glasnow in the second. Homered on a 2-strike pitch leading off the second inning. Here he is leading off the fourth in a one-run game.
In the loss last night, the Dodgers had the lead 3 different times. And now it's a one-run game after they had a 3-0 lead.
0-2 to Peterson. Take you back to the second.
Jock Peterson gets a fastball up and away, and he hammers it deep to left center, 428 feet away, and it jumped off the bat at 106 miles an hour. That gives the Dodgers 8 hitters that have homered in this World Series.
StatCast powered by Google Cloud. 0-2 to Peterson. Popped him up. One away in the fourth.
Now, you hear teams talk about shutdown innings, and this is what they need from Tyler Glasnow now. After they scored 2 runs in the last half inning, you've got to throw up a 0, get your team back on offense. Aaron Loop has grabbed the ball. He's starting to loosen up for Tampa Bay.
What do you think? Get ready maybe if Seager has an at-bat with a man on this inning?
Well, Loop has been pretty good against lefties and righties, but it might be the Seager at bat that would trigger a move.
The strike to Barnes. You mentioned the lead changes yesterday. Really an amazing turn of events when you consider there wasn't a single lead change in games 1, 2, or 3 of the World Series, and then a bunch of them yesterday that all came after the 6th inning.
And just when you think you got this game all figured out, back and forth.
That's a good curveball. He seems to have found that here second time through the order. A ball and 2 strikes now to Barnes.
Very patient with his delivery here, and he gets the desired result. Nice breaking curveball right at the bottom of the zone.
Barnes walked in the second.
Then he tried to throw a better one and threw it in the dirt. Don't throw a better one, just throw the same one. But pitchers oftentimes will do that. Now I'm going to give you my best curveball, and then it bounces in the other batter's box. Had no effect at all.
Two to Barnes is just fouled away. Another good curveball, but Barnes got a piece. That big workload of Glasnow's in game 1 made him the first pitcher to throw 100 or more in 4 1/3 or less in a World Series game since Scott Kazmir, coincidentally also of the Rays, in 08. And Barnes on a 2-strike pitch sends a ball out to right. Renfroe handles, and there are 2 away.
And as much as the Dodgers outfielders get attention, and deservedly so, with Bellinger and Mookie Betts, the Rays outfield with 3 center fielders playing out there can really go get them. And with the arm in left of Margot, the arm in right of Renfroe, and Kiermaier and Gold Glover 3 times over, they've got a heck of an outfield.
Here's Betts now. He doubled and scored in the first.
Yeah, it's that 87-mile-an-hour curveball that's out of the zone. It's 83, 82, 83, the one he can get over the plate for a strike. He tries to throw it a little bit harder. It's not effective.
1-1 the count to Mookie Betts. Jock Peterson is homered for LA, and there's a lot of meat left on the bone here in Game 5. The Dodgers have a major league postseason record alive and well tonight. They have 2+ homers in 7 straight postseason games. Just missed upstairs, 2-1.
Glasnow didn't think it missed. You could tell by his reaction. He expected it to be called a strike. A much higher strike was called on Joey Wendell earlier in the game.
3-1 to Betts now. You know, we used the term in Game 1 with some of the misses by Glasnow. Too many uncompetitive pitches. Just easy takes for the Dodgers. See what he has on 3-1. Betts swings and serves a fly ball into the opposite field. That's the 1-2-3 inning that the Rays were looking for. To the bottom of the 4th inning in Game 5. Still 3-2 Los Angeles.
And they have hit more home runs in this postseason than any other ball club in the history of the major leagues. 33 to this point.
Manuel Margot, Hunter Renfroe, and Joey Wendell against Clayton Kershaw in the 4th. Rays broke through for 2 against Kershaw in the 3rd. An RBI triple by Yandy Diaz and an RBI single by Randy Arozarena. Margot bunted for a single to open the 2nd inning, and he's trying to make it 4 straight innings where the leadoff hitter has reached safely against Kershaw.
You know what we haven't seen tonight? Kershaw's real good slider. He's used the curveball more, but we haven't seen that slider, and obviously it's a result of his not feeling it. But in that first game, his slider was his best pitch, and it was terrific all game long. He just hasn't shown a lot of sliders here, and it leads me to believe he's not really confident in it right now.
Yeah, he threw it a bunch in Game 1, and he had a whiff rate of over 50% on it. He's only had 2 on 8 swings tonight, make it 3 on 9. And it's a full count, 3-2.
Yeah, that was a little better, but it still wasn't inside. It was out over the plate, but it had enough depth to get the swing and miss from Margot.
Full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
He was burying that thing down and into the right-handed hitters.
And there's ball 4. First walk of the ball game by Kershaw. He walked only 1 on Tuesday in 6 innings.
Another leadoff man reaches for Tampa Bay. 4 straight innings.
So now Hunter Renfroe grounded back to Kershaw in the 2nd and is 1 for 7 in the series.
But oh, what a one.
Oh, what a one.
444-foot home run. And homer came in the 5th inning.
There goes Margot. Pitch is taken for a strike. Throw to 2nd. Gets away from Taylor. Margot makes a late decision to advance to 3rd. The throw there is not in time.
Wow, I was all over that with you. I thought for sure they were going to be able to throw him out. It took a long time for him to locate where the baseball was. And by the time he saw it, Taylor was already in pursuit of the ball in shallow right field. Roberts wants to take a look at it, but watch how long it takes Margot to find out where the baseball is. He doesn't see it. Now he sees it, and Taylor's almost there when he picks it up and fires to 3rd. But Margot advances. Boy, he's an exciting player as well. Does he come off the base?
Boy, I'm not sure if his leg came off the base, and if it did, was the tag on him at that moment. That's exactly what Dave Roberts is challenging. They're trying to
Boy, it's hard to imagine he lost contact with the base.
Yeah.
He's laid all over the top of it.
And he's filthy. Challenge has been issued. They're taking a look at this one. Well, this is a big deal. This is a runner at third with nobody out, or one away, bases empty.
Well, he got a terrific jump at first base, and Barnes had no chance of throwing him out. The ball goes off Taylor's glove into shallow right field, and he pops up and hustles over to third. Now everybody in the ballpark is waiting on the call of this review. He's clearly safe. He beats the throw. Does he come off the base?
I don't know if see, man, this is semantics here.
Yes,
this
it
is
is.
Replay semantics. And to your earlier point in the series, Buck, not in the spirit of the original rule.
Yeah, he beat it clearly, and then his momentum takes him up, and whether or not he lost contact with the base while the tag was applied, I mean, that's splitting hairs.
Yeah. I mean, worth the challenge for Dave Roberts for sure, because as we mentioned, the difference is runner at third, nobody out, or one away, bases empty.
Well, they're certainly taking a long look. Now watch his body here as his momentum with the head first slide takes him a little bit above the base.
Well, let me ask you this, though. Does his right hand have the base right there? We can't tell. Call is upheld.
So it'll be another Dodger error on the play. They had 2 in the 9th inning last night. And there's the play once again, but not enough evidence to overturn the call of safe that was made initially by Todd Tishner, the third base umpire.
The error after the stolen base is being hung on Taylor. And the Rays have a golden opportunity to tie the ball game here in the fourth.
Taylor committed an error in center field last night, the first of 2 errors in the 9th inning that the Rays were able to capitalize on and win that game.
Oh, and 2 the count to Hunter Renfroe. Wendell next. Runner at third, nobody out.
Yeah, it's really interesting that Kershaw just really hasn't trusted his slider. It was so good for him in game 1, but he hasn't had the confidence to use it as effectively as he did in that first start.
There's one that he buries. Well, you're right. It's just not as clean. It's not as effective as it was Tuesday night.
And we thought it was hard for him to replicate the effectiveness of that outing. 6 innings, 2 hits, 1 walk, and 8 strikeouts. He's got a walk and 3 strikeouts to this point in the game tonight.
Rays have a couple of hits against that pitch tonight, too. They're 2 for 4 against his slider specifically this evening. 2 of their 5 hits. So after being ahead of Renfroe 0-2, he's filled the count missing with sliders.
Renfroe's really got to make sure he gets a pitch he can put in play. It doesn't have to be a strike. It just has to be one he can drive at least to the outfield. Good speed at third.
Still a full count. That is the distance needed to get the fleet of foot Margot home from third. And those numbers take into account outfield arm strength and the speed of the runner. And there's ball 4. Wow.
Yeah, the slider hasn't been a factor for Kershaw to this point.
Boy, that's back-to-back walks, and that one is really striking as Kershaw was in front of Renfroe 0-2.
As aggressive as he was in game 1, he doesn't appear to have the same confidence here tonight. trying to feel for the corners instead of really trusting his stuff and being much more aggressive to the heart of the plate. We mentioned Wendell called out on a bad call. A high curveball got him his first time up. He had a pretty good look at Kershaw in that at bat, and he was confident that pitch was up. Looked like it was 4 or 5 inches too high.
Wendell gets another crack at it here, this time with bigger stakes. Runners hit the corners and nobody out in a 1-run game. You know, when you think about the 2017 World Series for Clayton Kershaw, and we talked about this after Tuesday night's performance, Buck. Great in game one. Great in game one here. Kershaw's next outing against the Astros in 2017 wasn't nearly as effective. He left with a lead, but ended up allowing 6 runs in 4 2/3 innings. And he misses with a fastball, 1-0 to Wendell.
And he's not really sure as he looks into the on-plate umpire. Said, "Are you sure that's a ball?" He expected it to be called a strike, and then he had to look at the scoreboard to make sure he didn't get the call.
And Wendell sends a fly ball just out of the infield and certainly not deep enough to score Margot. Man, is that a big out.
Yeah, he got in on Wendell to the point where it's just a harmless pop-up on the infield. He gets jammed inside and pops it straight up in the air, and it'll pop up to the shortstop. And now the double play becomes a issue for Kershaw. Well, Adames hit a sharp grounder to third base, and he was thrown out by Turner, his only time up.
Kershaw has handled Adames, struck him out twice on Tuesday. By the way, Clayton seems to be having some trouble with his britches tonight. On one occasion, had to refasten his belt and tuck in his jersey, and it happened again just there. Two walks, a stolen base, and an error in the inning. And the first pitch to Adames is fouled away. You talked about this earlier, Buck. The deeper a postseason gets, it's diminishing returns for Kershaw.
Yeah, isn't it interesting? And his postseason as a starter, the wild card game, he threw 8 innings, struck out 13 against Milwaukee. And then the deeper he gets throughout the course of his career in the postseason, he loses effectiveness.
I mean, some of that stands to reason, right? The competition intensifies. You got to figure it's better lineups by the time you get to the end of a postseason. That Brewers lineup was really no match for Kershaw a month ago.
No, he gave up just 3 hits in that game.
He is really battling here. Again, runners at the corners. Left side of the infield overloaded against Adames. And the 0-2 to him. Struck him out. If Kershaw could have hand-selected a Rays hitter to try to face in a tight spot, it would be Adames, because he has his number. Once again, man, the pants are really giving him a dickens of a time tonight.
They're too big. He's been battling the pants and the belt all night long. But that big curveball gets Adames, and the curveball has been his most effective breaking ball. The slider has been basically non-existent, but the curveball gets Adames here. It's 4 strikeouts now.
So now it's Kevin Kiermaier with 2 out and 2 on. By the way, that strikeout for Clayton Kershaw has tied him with Justin Verlander for the most career strikeouts in postseason history.
Earlier in this postseason, he passed John Smoltz, and now he is tied for the most strikeouts in the postseason.
Here comes the runner. Throw to the plate is in time. Margot tried to steal home.
Wow, what a gamble. Margot had a stolen base after a leadoff walk, went to third on the air. Matt Kachara, the bench coach, checking with the video room, see if they want to challenge him. And he just takes off. Kershaw with that big high lift, and he gets in there, and I don't know that Margot ever touched home plate. Kershaw steps off and fires home to Barnes, who puts the tag on Margot. Looks like he got it well before he got the home plate.
I don't believe a challenge has been issued, and the inning is over.
Well, Margot does get the plate with his left hand. Marvin Hudson calls him out, and
oh man, what a gutsy call.
Boy, oh boy, he did extend that hand over home plate, and he feels like he got it before he was tagged, but they won't challenge it.
Woo! A little bit of everything in this fall classic. Still a one-run game in Arlington.
Wow, welcome into the TD studio where TD is ready to help you move forward. My, oh my, he looked safe. There's Justin Morneau in Minneapolis. What do you make of this aggressive base running so far, Justin?
We thought we saw everything.